Hey guys, it's Marina with Artworthy Life, where I teach Christ-centered art journaling that gets you into God's Word every day. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is going to be a little bit different than some of the lives we've had before. So first off, I'd just like to tell everybody, Merry belated Christmas. I think it's the 7th day of Christmas now, and we're coming up on New Year's. So that's really exciting. I'm so glad some of you have taken the time to stop and watch. If you have, go ahead and give a thumbs up and tell me where you're watching from so I know that you're there and I can see you. And as those comments come through, I will say hi. If you're watching the replay, please say #replay so I know that you're watching that. Alrighty, today is very fun for me because well, just coming off of Christmas is really fun. First of all, getting right back into art journaling, but my family knows me really well. They got me gift card to Hobby Lobby for Christmas, and I went a little bit crazy in the Hobby Lobby store, and I thought it would be really fun just to show you some of the things I got. Now, the reason I'm doing this is not to say you need to go out and buy all these supplies if you want to art journal. It's mostly just to show you some ideas for things that you can pick up if you feel like you don't even know where to start. Now, most of these are extra things. They are not what you normally need to art journal. As I've said before, and you can go back and watch some of my other videos if you want to hear about that, you need very, very limited supplies for art journaling. Here's the two things you need. You need something to write with, and you need a journal. That's the definition of art journaling. You need a little bit to do art with and write with, and a journal to do it in. That's all you need, really. Seriously. But if you want to do a little bit more, you can definitely pick up some more fun supplies. So that's what I did. I went and I picked up some fun supplies that had been on my list of things I wanted to try. So I went ahead and got them this Christmas. And I will say ahead of time, I will probably have some follow-up videos about how I really feel about these supplies, because obviously they're new to me. So some of them I haven't gotten to use very much. But I'm really excited to show them to you. And if you stick around to the end, you will get to hear about my very, very favorite supply, which is, if you read the description of this video, if you are frustrated by your lettering at all, you can't get it to ever turn out quite right, you're not really sure what's off, this might not fix every problem, but it will definitely make a huge difference, and I have loved using it. So hang tight to the end and you will see what that one is. Hi, Bonnie. Good morning. Good afternoon to Bonnie. Hi, Pam from Michigan. And hi, Terry. Hello again. Alrighty, so let's just jump right into it. But first, we want to get started on the right foot. So I'm going to read you guys a scripture from the Word of God that will hopefully get your mind thinking about the new year. I thought, why not read this verse, because it has to do with being made new. So this is from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17, probably familiar to some of you guys. So here it is. Therefore, and our preacher used to say, if you ever see a therefore, you need to go back and read what it's there for. So homework for later, read the rest of chapter 5. Anyway, verse 17, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. Which is very good news for us, because I don't want to be the old man. Seriously, I don't want to be who I threw off in baptism. I want to be the new person, fresh and clean and white as snow. That's much, much better news for me, I'm saying. Okay. Hi, Leslie Ann. Good morning. Welcome back after Christmas. Isn't this great? I love getting to come back after a holiday. So those of you that are watching right now, tell me how your Christmas went. What was your favorite thing about Christmas this year? Put it in the comments. Okay. First thing I want to show you guys, okay, you guys know I'm a little crazy about pens, so the biggest portion of this haul from Hobby Lobby is the pens. By the way, those of you that have asked before, I'm not sponsored by Hobby Lobby at all. I just shop there a lot, and I like that store. Tammy is watching me on her TV. That is so cool. Am I really big? Ta-da! She's got this really cool TV she can throw her stuff to. So a lot of the supplies I'm going to show you today are from Hobby Lobby. Yes, Leslie Ann is checking out Roo right there. You got it right, except there's one extra O, so it's just R-O-O, like kangaroo. You know how kangaroo is spelled? Yeah, that's Roo over there. And you notice I'm in my home away from home studio, which is working out rather well. Tammy says, watching you on my TV. Happy New Year. Didn't want to miss you. Yay! I'm so excited. Yes, Happy New Year's Eve, you guys. We're going to bring it in this evening. Okay. First thing I want to show you guys is a basic supply that, honestly, once you get past your normal lettering stuff. If you ever want to do any calligraphy, this is what you should have. And I've shown it before, but I bought more. That's just to tell you how much I love it. And that is the Fudenosuke, which I think I'm saying that right. I'm not really sure. This set by Tombow, and I took it out of the case already, but here's what it says. Okay, somebody says, hey, Marina, but it doesn't say your name. So whoever said hi, Marina, just then tell me who it is so I know who it is. Okay, it might be, I don't think it's Valerie. I think she fixed that. Okay, this is what I want to show you guys. These are black. They're both black. They have a blue case. Sorry, the pen itself is like a navy blue on this one, but they both have black ink. And one of them is a hard tip, one of them is a soft tip. I wish they would sell one that only had the hard tips in it. Hi, Jamie. Oh, how fun. I'm so glad you're watching. Thanks for watching. That's awesome. Thanks for being on. So I wish they sold one that only had the hard tip because that one's my favorite. The soft tip is actually like a little too soft for me. I can still do it, but it takes me a little bit more brush control to be able to do the lettering, and I just don't like to think that much. So I end up using this hard tip the most. But I just bought another set because I'll use it even though it's not perfect. Let's see. God will help me fight this battle of sickness. Amen, Tammy. God bless you as you keep fighting that. That's you've been amazing. Okay, someone says I put it on my calendar. Oh, that's awesome. Yay. Oh, that must be Jamie still. On my side too. Oh, is it freezing up on your side? Okay. You know, guys, my internet is not the best out here, so hopefully it clears up. If it's freezing up, too bad. I'll try to fix something. Okay, so this is the first thing I've got. If you do not have a set of these and you do art journaling on a regular basis and you like to do lettering, this is my favorite lettering pen to use on a day-to-day basis. I use it every day. I've been using it a lot in my 12 Days of Christmas art journaling. If you haven't seen these pages, I've been posting them every day since Christmas Day. Well, I posted the Christmas Day ones a little late, but this is the ones I've been using. And I use them actually for the whole page. So some of you asked if I used a micron pen for this part. I didn't because I wanted to keep it simple and I just wanted to be able to go straight from this to going down. And I use the same pen because it has a nice thin tip. If you just use a nice thin tip. I don't know how to say the person watching on Instagram, Lou Creative. Thanks for watching. That's really fun. I wish that Instagram told me what your name actually was instead of just your tagline. Hi, Daniel. Happy last day of 2021. I love your cute, sleepy video bomber in the background. I know, right? She's pretty distracting, actually, most of the time. So whoever asked why it doesn't show my name on your side, are you using StreamYard? Yes. So there's usually, I think there's a description in the description of this video on Facebook that gives you the instructions on how to go to StreamYard and allow it. I think you just have to click it and then hit allow. And I'm not sure if it still says that. So tell me if the description says that. I think it does. Okay, so that's the first thing I got. Get these pens if you can. They're around between $8 and $10, and you get 2 of them. I really like them. So that's the first thing I got. Second thing is still going to be along the lines of pens. But this is something I wasn't sure I wanted to get. You guys know I don't like, oh, okay, Facebook user, no description on this one. Okay, I'll try to figure that out for next time because I'm not sure. Any of my techie people who watch all the time, maybe you guys could share how to do that because I think there was a link and maybe it's just not there anymore. I'm not sure. Okay, but I'll try to figure that out for you next time. Okay, so I almost didn't get this because I like softer, more muted colors. You guys know that. And Leslie Ann Dixon bought me this beautiful watercolor set that has all these bright neon colors. So I've gotten more into using the bolder colors and I've loved it. So I thought I would just stretch myself and go ahead and get some brighter lettering pens. And that is still the same brand, this Fudenosuke, which people abbreviate FUD, F-U-D. And I like that because I know how to say that. So these are FUD pens also. This is the case. I took them out of the case already because they're already in my little basket. But look at the colors that came in this. And these, the great thing is that these are all, they're all hard tip. So remember when I said in this set it comes with a soft tip and a hard tip? And I like the hard tip best. All of these are hard tip. So I was like, yes! So I can do any lettering color that you see here. And like I said, a lot of these are brighter colors than I would typically use, but with lettering, you want your colors to be a little bit more saturated anyway, because it's easier to read, although I don't normally care and normally like it soft anyway, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to play with these and I'm going to have fun doing it. And I think I might like play with the Tombow pens and combining them and maybe using some watercolors too, but check that out. These are pricey, just so you know, they run pretty pricey. Like I said, these are around $8 or $9 by themselves, so you can imagine how much more these are. But buying them in a set does help, and I thought it was worth trying, so I could at least tell you guys how it went. So really fun find, and they only had one set at Hobby Lobby, so I'm glad that I grabbed the one that I grabbed, and that's called Funosuke Colors Hard Tip Brush Pen by Tombow. Also, I'm not sure if you guys can see that very well. I think I'm backwards on Instagram. I'm sorry. I tried to figure out how to flip it, but I couldn't. So hopefully you guys can just like write that down or something, or screenshot it and flip it. Daniel says, oh, there is a link, Jamie. There usually is a link. Oh, okay. So maybe it's, how do I tell you guys how to do that? There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. I don't remember. Daniel says he never had to allow anything, so maybe he's just cool like that. Hi, Pam. Oh, she loves hers. Yes, I thought you had that set. I was thinking about it when I got it, and I was pretty sure you said you had it. So you like them? Which color do you like best? I wonder. I have a feeling I'm going to use the gray a lot. There's my blah color scheme coming out again. But I like the light, soft colors, and I really was excited when I saw the gray. As you can tell, I have more neutral colors. These are pens the most, and they're like light colors. I think it's just because they go with so much. I use them more often. Okay, moving on from pens, I want to show you the paintbrushes that I picked up. So kind of rewinding a little bit, this last month, I purchased 2 paintbrushes to replace some brushes that I had already. And I bought them from the Hobby Lobby Masters Touch brand, but I bought the like upgraded brand version. So instead of just the regular Masters Touch round, which was this kind that I had, this is the original set I've been using for like 2.5 years or something. And they work great, but they're not as absorbent on the bristles. Yeah, and I wore them out. I just wore them out. So I needed a replacement of the smallest 2. I had a set of these with 2 smaller ones, and it was like a set that's under $10. So I bought these 2 brushes, not in this haul, but I'm just showing this to you so I can compare. And I bought these 2 brushes, which is a size 20 and a size 4. One is a liner brush and one is a round brush by Masters Touch Fine Art Studio. So it's like the Hobby Lobby brand that's a little upgraded, and they're softer than just the set that I had bought. And I really like them. I used them quite a bit already, and I think they're really nice. So that was a great replacement for those ones. But I still had my eye on a fancier brand that I wanted to get, and that is Princeton. I don't know if you guys have looked into watercolor supplies at all, but Princeton is one of like the favorites of watercolor artists. And oh, let me see, I'm missing comments. Leslie Ann says, I think Michaels has them too, the FUD pens too. I got them with a coupon. So Leslie Ann, you're talking about the colored ones, the Funosuke Colors set is at Michaels. That would be great. Tammy says, looks like a birthday gift for me, LOL. Yes. Yeah, that's a great thing to put on your birthday list. Okay, so it was my Christmas gift, so I would not put it past somebody to get you that for you've got a hubby who likes to get you crafty stuff anyway. So alrighty. So oh good. Leslie Ann says yes, the colors. So these are let me grab the case also so you guys can see that if I didn't lose it already. Maybe I did lose it. Oh, here it is. So Princeton is one of the favorite brands of watercolor artists, and this is like the introduction to the nicer brushes. So I would say this is the lowest end of Princeton watercolor. Okay, so it's like better than all the Hobby Lobby brands, but the lowest end of Princeton is what I would say, which means it's the more affordable ones, and it's also the only ones that Hobby Lobby carries, which is why I got it. Otherwise, I would have tried to get their nicer ones, but they run really expensive. So just a warning, I wanted to try this, so I thought it was worth it, but this one is a $16 brush right here. And this one is a $6 brush, and they don't go on discount. So that's your warning. But I did want to try them because they have so many great reviews. And if you go on Instagram and you see a lot of really fun stuff. Oh, I've got some people watching on YouTube. Hi, say hello if you're on YouTube. Tell me where you're watching from. I think one of the people's name is Arturo. Alessandra. I wonder who that is. And then I can't pronounce the other one, but thank you so much for watching. Okay, yeah, if you have a nickname that I could call you, put that in the comments. That might be good. So the first one of these is a teeny tiny. I'm going to show it to Instagram. I have to take the case off and the cover off. But look at this tip. Teeny tiny. And here's this one. So this is the one I wish I had during our during our DIY Advent Calendar Doodle Challenge, because it is so tiny that I would not have struggled nearly so much getting those details. And I know some of you guys are like, do not do the tinies, it's too small. But I like the tinies, and it's really fun for me. So anyway, I like it. Jamie, for some reason, I'm still not able to see your name. I wonder if maybe you can type in StreamYard allow or something like that. I'm not sure what it is supposed to do. Yeah, I don't know. I will have to look it up for you. I'm sorry, Jamie. Okay. I might have accidentally like changed the description at some point, and I maybe shouldn't have. Anyway. And then this one is a larger brush. Now, I got a number 10 round because it has such a fine tip that I can get pretty thin lines with it without having to change brushes. So I grabbed my scrap paper because I really wanted to show this to you guys. And I know Instagram can see me, but without me moving my thing, but I think I'll have to move Facebook a little bit. Oh, okay. Bonnie says it's not letting me chat on YouTube now. Oh, weird, Bonnie. I can see you on Facebook, but I don't know how that works on YouTube. Okay, we're still figuring this out. All right, so here is, I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit on Facebook so you guys can see this brush, because it's so lovely that I might as well demo it just a tiny bit for you guys so you can see it. And most people that do flowery stuff, this is the one they love. So Facebook, I'm just going to kind of lower the camera right there so you won't be able to see my face for a little while. And Instagram, hopefully you guys can just see this. If you can't see the papers that I'm painting on Instagram, just swipe the comments to the right to get them out of your way. Okay, and that way you can see past that. I'm just going to wet this brush really a lot. That was good grammar right there. I'm going to wet it really a lot. Get a lot of ink on it. And what I have found as I've been playing with this, especially yesterday when I was playing with this, is I'm not used to a brush that holds this much water. So I'm actually like having to relearn how I load a brush, because I'm used to not being able to get that much color onto one brush. Okay, so really loading it up with a lot of wet. And then I can just, so I'll show you how thin these lines can be. It's pretty wet right now, but I'm just showing you. This is a size 10, and can you guys see that line is really thin? And then I can do little leaves just with the pressure. You guys know, like thin, thick, thin. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I kind of want to show you guys how long this thing lasts before I have to reload it. And kind of play with the end of that a little bit. So I've done 3 leaves already and a stem, and I'm not having to reload my brush yet. And that's kind of unusual for me, because I'm used to the less expensive brushes that aren't as thirsty. They call these, when they can hold a lot of water, they call them thirsty brushes, because they can just soak it up like a sponge. And this brush is very thirsty. But look at that. I can almost do, I think I'm going to be able to do this whole thing. Of course, if you wanted deeper pigment or something, you might want to do a little bit more on your brush. But I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. Look how long this lasts. Now it's just now starting to run out of moisture on the brush. Now I'm having to really play with it, and I can maybe do like one more. But look at that, how much I did before it started to streak like that. I can just kind of load it up again. And play with the end of it. Anyway, you guys get the general idea, but look how much I was able to do without having to reload my brush. And that is this number 10 Princeton, what's it called? Velvet Touch. Velvet Touch is so fun. You would think they're talking about the bristles, but they're actually talking about the handle. What you guys cannot see right now, it is only what I can feel. And that is this super soft handle. It's like velvet. So anyway, thank you. Beautiful strokes. Thank you so much for saying that. I do try. Jamie, just use a special emoji when you comment just until you fix it. Thanks, Leslie Ann. You're so sweet. She is my tech support. I tell her she's not paid enough. Okay, so that is one of my favorite finds. I put in the description that I tell you what one of my favorite finds is. This is one of my favorites, and I'm just really excited about this. This and the last thing I show you are my favorite things from this Hobby Lobby haul. Okay, moving right along. I want to show you guys a couple more pens. Are you surprised? No, because I get so many pens and I love them all. I'm going to end up stacking stuff behind me because I'm running out of room on my desk. This portable desk works really well, but it is small, and I got so used to spreading out on my big studio desk that I'm still adjusting. Okay, next thing on my list is another set of pens. I'm just going to show you all of these all at once because I have not used them a ton, but I'm excited to try them, and I want to show you everything I tried. So my goal was I wanted to get some white pens. So the general idea with watercolor is that you don't really use white in general. You can use white with gouache, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's kind of a paint that can layer. It's very much like watercolor, but I could not find any of it in Hobby Lobby except for a Master's Touch Hobby Lobby brand that looked like super beginner, and I didn't want to start with that one and then have my like brain imprinted with this like lower quality gouache that I didn't love. So I wanted to try a better gouache, and I couldn't find any at Hobby Lobby, so I didn't get any. But what I did get are many different kinds of white pens. So the reason I mention that is because most of the time when you're doing watercolor, you don't want to, you're not going to put white back. You leave white, which is your paper. Your paper is your white. You leave it, and then you paint around it, and then you that is your highlights. So that's one of the challenges of watercolor, is thinking about, okay, where do I want my highlights? How do I paint around them without filling them in? And sometimes you can use masking fluid for that. Sometimes you can use just some, like, you can use some other techniques, tape and other things like that. But you don't usually paint on top with white. But for those of you that don't care to be total watercolor purists, which I have drifted away from, I am experimenting with white pens. That was a really long intro to what I'm about to show you. All right, I've got 3 different kinds of white pens, and I'm going to try them all. And over the next couple of weeks, I guess, I will let you guys know which ones I like best. But I thought that would be really fun coming up into the new year, because those of you that don't know, we have an art journal club called the Artworthy Journal Club, and our theme for the new year is going to go really well with all these white pens. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, so if you're not in the group, send me a message and I'll tell you how to join. All right, so Jelly Roll is the first one, and this is the most basic white pen I think that Hobby Lobby sells. It's by a Japanese brand, Sakura. I'm not sure how to say it, but it's Sakura. And these pens look like this. I bought their 3-pack that has 3 different sizes, but they also sell packs of 3 that are all the same size once you figure out what size you like. And I don't know what size I like, so I bought the 3-pack with 3 different sizes. So it has a size 5, size 8, size 10, and they're just varying round tips. And this is like a gel pen. So when you paint this on, it's not super opaque, which is not my favorite. I wish that it was more opaque and like a more strong line, but you can't ask for much from a gel pen. So I think for adding a little bit of highlights or a little bit of lighter area, like if you went really dark in a certain area and it went just a little too dark, you can go back over it and you can actually use your brush or your finger or whatever to kind of blend in that way. Okay, so Terry is saying can't comment on Facebook on laptop. Weird, but I'm getting your comment right now, so something is working. Bonnie says, come join us. Yes, please come join us in the Art Worthy Journal Club. We would love you. We would love to have you. So anyway, these are the ones I'm going to try. These are great for small detail highlights, which is why I grabbed this one. And anyway, well, I'll let you know what I think of those. I'll try not to say anyway 15,000 times. Alrighty, next one is something I wasn't sure I wanted to get, but I thought I would go ahead and try it. This is by Pen Touch. It's a 1mm line, and it's a fine point. Here's what it looks like with the cap off. I'm not sure if Instagram can see that, but this is a paint pen. So it's different than the gel pen. It doesn't dry as quickly, and it is considered, well, oh, okay, well, it is quick dry. Never mind. But anyway, normally paint pens, you have to let them dry. This one says quick dry, and it's also permanent, but it does say opaque, which is what I was wanting. So this one I think is going to have a bolder line, so it'll be harder to use on smaller paintings or smaller art journals, but it'll be great for getting a real crisp, bold, dark line. Tammy says, or not dark, I mean opaque. Tammy says, can you put it in supply list in our club? Absolutely. I will go hashtag supplies. I will work on that. Pam says, great for dots in the eyes, like the 10 best. Oh, so Pam, are you talking about the Jelly Roll pens? You have this one and you like dots in the eyes. That is genius because that is the hardest thing. I have used acrylic paint for that and it like dotted it with a something like a toothpick or something like that to get a really fine dot. But yes, it's hard to do that when you're doing dots on the eyes. Terry says, weird, now it popped up in the comments below. Great idea, Tammy. Bonnie is liking Tammy's idea. Yes, I will work on getting those. If you're not in the Art Worthy Journal Club, they're talking about, we have a cool hashtag supplies. And so once you join the club, if you're like confused about what to get, there's this whole section you can go to, and it's everything that either I've recommended or other people have gotten online in stores. And it's just a really fun resource because sometimes you're just like, okay, I need scissors. Which ones are the best scissors? And you can go through and look and see if anybody's made any suggestions. It's a really helpful tool. I've really enjoyed seeing what pops up through there. Okay, so Pam is saying Jelly Roll. So she likes the size 10, and that's, I think, the biggest size. Am I right? Yeah, that's the biggest size. So we have a good recommendation from Pam on the size 10. Terry says, I didn't know the white came in different sizes. Time to shop. Yes, they do. So once you find the size that you like, you can buy a 3-pack of all the same size. But I bought the 3 different ones because, I don't know, I do small enough drawings that I will be able to tell a difference. Some people do big enough drawings that it won't matter. But anyway, yes, there are different sizes. And if you want the 3-pack, it's this gray packaging. The other ones are like green and blue. So if you want the one that has the different sizes, it's the gray packaging. Okay, one more type of white pen, and I have a feeling this one's going to be my favorite. I've already tried it a little bit and I liked it a lot. And that is something called the, well, I'm not actually sure what they're calling this, but it says 4-Pit Artist Pens, white lettering set by Faber Castell. Is that how you guys say that? This is what the package looks like. I've already taken them out of the package and tried them, obviously. Is that too shiny for you guys to see, or can you read that? So it comes with 4 pens. Can you see the 4 brush strokes on here? So it has a fine tip with a brush tip that you can use pressure on, one that's a round tip, one that's a flat, and one that's a large round tip. So let me show you what they actually look like. I've already put them in my caddy. Here's the pens right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are quite opaque for being a lettering pen. So the reason I bought it is because, and I know this is just a graphic, but because the graphic behind it shows like watercolor with white over top of it. So that's what I'm going to be using them for. I'm going to do like watercolor washes and white over the top, and also using them to add white to my watercolor. So I'm hoping that will work really well. And I've already used them to add white to one of my Days of Christmas paintings. I think it was this one. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but let me point to one where it actually is. So like right here on this ring for the 5 golden rings is a white highlight that I added with that pen. And it looks almost like the white that I left behind as just blank watercolor paper. So that's pretty opaque. I did have to layer it, like I put some on and then let it dry and then put a little bit more on. And I used the brush tip one, which I have a feeling I'm going to use that one the most because it's more flexible and it feels more like a brush stroke. But anyway, so that is Faber Castell. And these were $16 for this many pens, so about $4 a pen. And that's pretty pricey, but if they work really well, that'll be one of the best prices I've seen on a pen that you can use in such a versatile way on your watercolors. So that's that one. Alrighty, guys, getting close to the end and almost. Pam says, can I write the name of those for us? So yes, this is, let me just type it, Faber, Castell, and it's called 4-Pit Artist Pen. There you go. Hopefully that'll go on the comments. I think it'll come up on the comments. Yeah, and it's called white lettering pens. They're really, really nice. All right, coming down to the very end of it. Are you guys ready? Oh, I have 2 things. One, and then I'll show you my favorite thing. Well, one of my favorite things I've gotten. And the thing that you should get if you do any kind of lettering. Absolutely. And it's funny is it's not a pen. Okay, ready for it? Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you before the very last thing. So over Christmas time, I made some ornaments for our Artworthy Journal Club. I made some watercolor ornaments. Hi, Valerie. So glad you're on. Welcome. So I made some ornaments and I had to cut out the little white circles. And I've done that a couple of times. I've done some white watercolor circles for name tags. I've used them for place cards. I've used them for ornaments. I've used them in journaling. And I was like, you know, I really like cutting these circles. I like having these circles, but I don't like cutting them out because it's so tedious to cut the lines out. And I usually have to find like something like a jar or something to do a round surface. And then I have to make sure the jar is the right size to trace it properly. So they don't always come out exactly as I want them and they're not smooth. So I decided to just go ahead and get a circle cutter tool, which we have some from Creative Memories. I don't know if anybody knows what Creative Memories is, but they are static. Like they have only one size and you can use the cutter, but it can only do like 2 or 3 sizes. But I went ahead and got a adjustable Fiskars circle cutter that I have not tried out yet, and I'm just going to try out live for you guys. Here we go. No pressure, right? So this is Fiskars circle cutter, and that's all it says. It does say lifetime guarantee. I'm not sure how you do that, but what it says is it cuts 1 to 8 inch size circles, so anywhere between that range. Jamie says, used to be a Creative Memories consultant. I am not surprised. You would fit right in. So did we. Our mom used to be, so we had a lot of their stuff. I use a lot of their stuff still. That was one of the first places I started using their fine tip pens, because, you know, Creative Memories uses a micron pen with their branding. So that's pretty neat. Valerie says, hello, friends. Yeah, so, okay, so this is the Fiskars cutter, and I'm sure Creative Memories probably has a cutter that's adjustable now. But they went digital for a little while, and then they brought back I think they brought back the physical stuff again. Leslie Ann says, I think I have one of those. Leslie Ann is like the supplies queen. She has so many fun things. Okay, like I'm like, if I ever need to borrow something, I'm going to her house. I can't see your name now, Jamie, but I see your cute little purple heart. That's great. Okay, so let's see how this works. It looks like it's adjustable this way. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to cut myself. All right, so let's see. Instructions. Here's the instructions. You guys get to see me try to figure this out on live. Is it nice? Okay, grasp the blade carriage. Careful not to touch the blade. Insert it into the blade at the end of the cutting arm. Oh, okay, so that's what this is. There's a little cutting thing here, right there. That little metal piece right there is the blade. So if you ever like watch this replay to figure out how to put yours together, don't cut yourself. So they're saying stick this in here and be careful not to cut yourself. So now it has a blade sticking out there. And there are two things here that look like blades as well. I'm not sure what that is, or if it's like replacements. I'm not really sure what that is right there. Okay, so it says, changing the circle size. Turn the wheel lock counterclockwise. Okay, so there's like a little gear here. Ah! Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. Whoa! So see this? This slides. I haven't used this before, so this is totally, I'm just figuring this out. So there's a slide thing here. And it's like, no pressure. If this doesn't work, you'll just look like completely don't know how to use things, which is more accurate. I'm surprised I'm figuring this out. Anyway, so this has a slide here, and then there's like a little dial. And if you pull that, not this orange thing, but this plastic thing, if you turn it, it loosens it. Whoops. And then that little thing can slide back and forth. So you just put it where you want it. I have a scrap piece of paper here I'm going to use right here. So I need to get it to fit on there. So I think that's probably good right there. Oops. So I turn that like that and tighten it down. This is kind of fun to figure this out. We should have like supplies days. Oh, I think it goes the other way. Like that. So I'll just go like that and hopefully that'll work. Okay. So now it says okay, so to ensure that your circle is positioned exactly, use a pencil to mark the optimal center of your circle. Well, I don't think it needs to be perfect, but let's just try it. I also should show you, I bought this cutter. We also have Creative Memories self-healing cutting boards, and this one's self-healing as well. I can tell by the texture that the Creative Memory ones is even nicer, but we just moved, so I packed mine, and I don't have one. This one's a little thinner too, so I think it might be easier to store because it's not as wide this way. But anyway, so I bought another one, like we need one. But anyway, I got one, and that is also by, I just took the label off of it. That is by Craft Tools. There's a super basic brand, whatever, Craft Tools, and it was $9. Leslie Ann says, I don't think mine is that fancy. Oh, yeah, I don't know. So let's see. I'm going to put Facebook's camera down so you guys can see. Hopefully you can see that. And Instagram, I think you guys can see. Okay, so I'm going to take this cutter, and it says this little rubber thingy that's on the bottom here is like a little foot. If I push this thing, I'm not sure why it's springy like that. I guess I'm about to figure that out. But that's where you would put the center of the circle. And then you can tell by the outside of this that it's going to be that big around. So anything else I need to know? Use a cutting mat to prolong the blade life and protect your work surface. So that's the cutting mat. Place the cutter on the material you want to cut. Apply pressure to the knob, which is this orange thing, with a few fingers. And then use your dominant hand to spin the body and blade a full 350 degrees. Apply light pressure above the blade. Do not use the cutting arm to rotate the body. Oh, use your dominant hand to spin the body. So you're supposed to spin this. Oh, don't push on the blade arm is what they're saying. So in other words, grab the round part, not this little leg that sticks out, because I'm guessing it could. Wow. Okay, this is super smooth. Look at this. Whoa. Okay. I think I'm in love with this right now. That was unbelievably easy. Look at this round circle that it cut out. I want to know if I can cut a smaller circle. I'm guessing if I, like, because this blade can go inside of it like this. Totally can. I totally can. Hang on. The cool thing, the reason I got this one, I want to show you guys, but the cool thing about this is it can cut inside of a page. I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm going to use, I need to do this. I did it wrong, but whatever. So I have to hold this down first and then turn the body of it. Okay, look at this teeny circle. Wow! I love that. I gotta show Instagram. Look at this teeny little circle. I just cut my example thing at the other side. Oh well. And then, look, if I wanted to, I could make this a little longer. Let me loosen this up. I'm having so much fun with this right now. Okay, I'm going to make that a little longer. If I really wanted to, I could just, I think, pretty sure this would work. Doesn't hold the paper, so it might not work, but you can try it. It kind of worked. It kind of worked, but because it's not holding onto the paper, it didn't quite work. So I tried to cut a circle outside, around the outside of that opening. Because the little foot, the little rubber foot had nothing to hold on to, it didn't spin properly. So that doesn't exactly work. But I'm guessing if I started with the bigger one and then went to the smaller one, it would work. So let's see if I can do a slightly bigger one. And then I'll move on to the last supply and I'll let you guys go. I ended having way too much fun. Terry says, nice, what fun. I know. Oh, okay. So it's super tempting to push on this thing and they're telling me not to. So I'm trying to not do that. So don't push on the leg part. Look at that. Ah! I went around a couple of times because I didn't push very hard. There, I just trimmed the edge. But look at that. Isn't that great? Let me show Instagram. I think that's amazing. And this is going to save me so much time. This would have saved me a ton of time for doing the little ornaments that we did in our Christmas party. So that is so great. And look, because I'm able to cut just anywhere on the page, can you just imagine, let me put this up right now. Can you imagine putting that cutter in the center of one of your journal pages and just leaving a big hole? Wouldn't that be so cool? I like this. I'm like framed. Anyway, you could do little circles and have a peeky hole to the next page. I'm going to have fun experimenting with that one. So that is second to the last thing, the very last thing. And this is not an expensive supply. I just have to show this to you because if you have any trouble with getting your lettering to just be like, ah, that looks nice, that looks pleasing and pleasant. Well, this won't 100% fix bad handwriting, and it won't 100% make every single page look perfect, but it will dramatically increase the pleasing overall look of your lettering. And it's a really simple thing that you can pick up from Hobby Lobby. And that is, let me grab the case for it so we have it. It is a set of stencils. You really only need one of these. It's a set of stencils by the Paper Studio, their Agenda 52 line. And it is these 3 stencils. If you buy the whole thing, it's these 3 stencils. But the only one you really need is this one right here. See these lines? Look at these lines. Okay, these little lines look super simple. They look like, okay, you would just walk right past and not think there's anything special about them. But these lines will save you so much trouble in trying to get your journaling lines straight. The reason I like this one is because the lines are so thin and close together that you get to choose how big your lettering is. So either you can use multiple lines for creating like a handwriting guidelines for your calligraphy, or you can use each line for your journaling. So let me show you this in action. I know this is simple. I think this was maybe $8 for all 3 of these stencils. And look, you get all these bullet points and all this other fun stuff as well. But this, I bought the whole thing for this alone. Now, I think Stampin' Up! Or Creative Memories used to have stencils with lines on them, but whichever ones they used to have, and I don't know, that they probably have better ones now, but the ones that I'd seen before are so far apart that the lettering was like, it was like a section about this big, the size of like a little card, and the lines were so far apart that I could not write very much on them, so it wasn't super useful. This one I love because they're so close together. So let me show you this in action. I'm going to pull this down again. I've made a total mess of my desk right now. But this is what I've been using for the last couple of days for my 12 Days of Christmas art journaling. And you can use this to instantly make your lettering and your journaling and your calligraphy way smoother, way nicer. So all you need is a mechanical pencil or a really well sharpened regular pencil, and you can just give yourself some guidelines before you start to do your lettering. And I just very lightly give myself some guidelines on my journal page like that. And here's my lines. You probably can't really even see them. Here's my lines right there. See those lines? Then if you wanted to, like I have my header on the 6th day of Christmas, I can do my header using this line. So I think Pam was asking about how to get this straight, or how to get your words to all fit on one page. One thing that helps is if they're the right height, you can't make them so big that they don't fit on the page. Bonnie is asking what the stencil is called again. So it is by the Paper Studio, and somebody can type this in maybe in the comments so other people can remember. It's by the Paper Studio. You can see their little brand right there. And the Paper Studio goes on discount quite a bit at Hobby Lobby. You'll see signs that say anything marked the Paper Studio is 50% off. And I think this was 50% off. Okay, so this is $9. Agenda 52, and yeah, and it comes with 3 stencils. 3 really cool stencils for art journaling, by the way. So if you want to use this for your lettering, you can also just do like 2 lines or 3 lines if you want to give you some guidelines. And then you can say, I'm going to grab my FUD pen, my hard tip FUD pen. And I'm going to say my disclaimer again. This is the part of the show where Marina stops talking, because if Marina talks while she writes, she misspells words on live, and we don't like that. So I'm going to write on the 7th day of Christmas. And I'm just going to use these as guidelines like that. Talk amongst yourselves, because I can't talk while I'm writing. 7th. Ta-da, dot, dot, dot. Cross all my T's and dot all my I's. Look at that. The Paper Studio Agenda 52. Terry just wrote the name, so if anybody needs it, there it is right there. Look at this lettering. Let me hold this up. So you can use this stencil to make your headers straight, which you can tell I didn't even go perfectly by the guidelines. I just used them mainly as a lower line. And then I'll have this for my art journaling. I can also use it to make, once I do my little square right here, I can use that to make those lines straight. I didn't use it here, and you can tell a difference. Look how straight my journaling is on here. And having your journaling lines straight, even if you have bad handwriting, instantly makes your journal page look cleaner and neater. And you can just erase those pencil lines after you're done doing your journaling. So that is my absolute favorite supply for this haul. Even though all of them are really fun and amazing and I had fun shopping for them, this is the one I'm going to use every single day. I've already used it every single day and I love it. So grab a mechanical pencil, grab this, add it to your art journaling supply. What I will say is be real careful. It is a little bit flimsy. So if you can tell, this little edge right here is just connected by a little tab. But the other thing about that I realized is if you don't want it to be this big, if you are a on-the-go art journaler like I am and you want it smaller, you could just cut that right there, which as I'm saying this, I'm going, I might do that. Anyway, so just kind of cut this right here. And then you'd have this like perfect tracer that can fit inside of a little wallet or whatever, as long as you're careful not to break it. It would be a perfect addition for an on-the-go art journaling. It just makes everything really, really smooth and nice. It makes your handwriting look way cleaner, even if you're not that great, especially if you're the kind of person who writes and all of your handwriting goes off to the side. Terry, Hobby Lobby doesn't have that coupon anymore. I know, on everything they used to have a 40% off coupon. They don't anymore, but they do have discounts a lot. So, I mean, you know, just wait for something to go on discount. Honestly, this one was online as well, and I almost ordered it because it's not that expensive. But for something you're going to use every day, it's a really cool tool. Alrighty, guys, that's all I have for you. If you really liked that, please give me a thumbs up. I feel like I had other things to say. Did I have something else to say? Oh, yeah. If you are staying up super late for New Year's, let me know in the comments. Leave a 10 if you're staying up super late. And if you're just going to sleep, leave a 1. Because we are going to do some games and stuff for New Year's this evening, and I am a little bit of a night owl, so I think it's going to be really fun to do some games and things. I think that's all I had for you guys. And I will be live again next week with some art journaling, so I hope you will join me. I'll definitely be using some of these supplies. After you've finished seeing all of this, whether you're watching the replay or watching this live, tell me which supply you were most interested to see. That will help me decide which one to use live next. So whichever supply you enjoyed seeing the most, leave that in the comments so I know what to show live again, actually using. Tell me what your favorite thing to see was. All right, I think I gave you enough things to talk about, and I will jump off of here and let you guys have the rest of your New Year's Eve to yourselves. Happy New Year. I will see you guys next year right here at Artworthy Life. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.